what voters actually think. A recent poll by Jeff Guerin, the pollster for both Kamala Harris and Chuck Schumer, showed how much stronger a populist message performs among voters than an abundance one. James Carville and I don't agree on everything, but I'm with him when he says it's clear even to me that the Democratic Party must now run on the most populist economic platform since the Great Depression. And if you still have any doubts, look no further than Mitt Romney, the corporations are people candidate. In a recent New York Times op-ed, even he embraced raising taxes on the rich. If Democrats want to win elections, they need to read the room. Or I should say, they need to read literally any room anywhere in America that is not filled with big donors. So, what does it mean to focus our agenda on an aggressive economic vision? At its core, the goal is simple and easy to measure. It means boosting pay and making life more affordable for working people, building more affordable homes and cracking down on corporate landlords, increasing the size of Social Security checks, providing universal child care, passing price gouging laws with real teeth, guaranteeing the right to repair your own cars, machines, and business equipment, strengthening unions, building universal health care, taxing the wealthy and giant corporations, increasing the minimum wage. Look, I could go on, and in fact I have, with detailed plans and legislative proposals. We are not short on good ideas. And to win, every Democrat should be proposing concrete plans for lowering costs. Zohran Mamdani came from nowhere and took down a political dynasty. How? He ran a campaign tightly focused on the cost of living with easy-to-understand platform. Free buses, freeze the rent, and deliver no-cost childcare. Mikey Sherrill also focused on cost of living with an easy-to-understand platform, including affordable childcare and a bold promise to freeze utility rates on day one. And she won by 14 points. Ideas are great, but voters also need to believe that we will fight and that we have the guts to enact an affordability agenda even over the objections of other Democrats. Many voters are rightly skeptical that we'll really make something happen. After all, we didn't even take the extraordinarily obvious and simple step of increasing the minimum wage the last time we had power. Why not? Well, ask Kyrsten Sinema, the former Democratic senator from Arizona, who curtsied on the Senate floor while rejecting a minimum wage increase in 2021 to raise wages for up to 27 million Americans, and then spent the rest of her time in office protecting hedge fund managers from paying taxes and blocking filibuster reform. Sinema faced no consequences from her president or her leaders in Washington. Eventually, it was her own constituents back home who chased her out of the Senate. But today, she is cashing in from the industry she protected. The Wall Street Journal recently marveled at the sheer number of projects Sinema has taken on from crypto, AI, and other wealthy corporate clients. And meanwhile, millions of working Americans who have not seen a minimum wage increase in almost 2 decades are still waiting for Democrats to deliver on one of our most basic promises. Democrats win when we show we are willing to fight. And that means even when we fail, we leave everything on the field. One moment in 2025 when voters actually saw Democrats fighting for them was the government shutdown. We refused to rubber stamp Trump's budget unless he rolled back his health care cuts. And we said so loudly and unapologetically every single day. And yeah, a small group of moderate Democrats ended up blinking, so we didn't get the healthcare wins we could have. But public polling shows that voters supported us putting up a real fight to actually lower their costs. We win when we run on big changes that it will take to build an economy for everyone. We win when we call out corruption and bad actors. We win when we stand against the avalanche of corporate money trying to bury our democracy. We win when we stop members of Congress from buying and selling individual stocks and cryptocurrencies while they're writing the laws that affect those various assets. Sure, a tepid, nibble around the edges approach earns praise from Jamie Dimon and other Wall Street and big tech CEOs. And if we're being honest, that approach also has been a good way to appeal to the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee as they decide which primary candidates they will support. But it doesn't take a political genius to conclude that in a democracy, when the choice is between make the rich richer and help everybody else, winning elections is about choosing everybody else. I believe in markets and a market economy. I've spent my entire career trying to make them work better so that our economy works for everyone. I celebrate success. I don't think billionaires are bad people just because they're billionaires, or that corporations are evil because they pursue profit. And let me say it again, there is a big difference between a billionaire who spends his fortune to advance the interests of working people and a billionaire who uses his money to entrench a rigged economy. Ideas are not better because they come from a rich person offering to open his wallet and advance his own financial interests. And our leaders should stop acting like they are. I'm deeply worried about the survival of our democracy. Democrats need to win elections across this country, and I will do everything I can to help. Just last week, I donated over $400,000 to 23 state parties that will be fighting some of the most competitive Senate, House, and governor's seats in November. We must win up and down the ballot in these critical midterm elections, and I will keep doing my part. And every chance I get, I will also stand up and say that Democrats cannot build a durable governing majority that actually makes life better for people and rebuilds trust in the Democratic Party by watering down our economic vision. Democrats must build a big tent based on big ideas that help working people. And now is our time to do exactly that. Thank you all.